guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm probably one of the messiest Volkswagen shops on YouTube. Yep, pretty sure it is. I'm not clean, this is what I'm getting at. Anywho, you join me back working on our 69/72 Beetle. Off-camera progress, obviously. Well, not obvious, but I made a bunch of it just because I like you guys, but you slow me down a bit. Especially whether here in Louisville, you know, if you're in Kentucky or know about Kentucky, especially Louisville, it's crazy. It's been raining on and off, and I mean, your metal roof, audio would have sucked. Nothing major. Everything, you know, pretty self-explanatory. I'll give you a tour. But this episode, hopefully, is going to be the running, driving episode. We're going to get that engine in, and hopefully, all of our work hasn't been in vain. If you notice, it has new headlights and blinkers in them. That was why I wasn't concerned in a wiring video about these things. He's going to the body shop, these blinkers are going away. Or he's going to keep them. He doesn't know I did it yet. He's either going to have this car and find out, or see this video and find out and not have the car yet. Hopefully he'll have the car before this one comes out, I guess is what I'm getting at. But with that said, hopefully this is the running, driving, put it all together and, you know, get rid of it episode. Engine still, it's unknown. I'm taking him at his word that it was a good engine. It feels tight. Rolled it over when we went through it. Everything looked fine, so I really don't have any qualms about putting it back into the car or that I'm going to be buying him an engine. Because, well, caveat, well, if the engine's bad, he was going to buy a long block. But all the labor that went into building this one is now comped to build a new one. Yep, that's what I do. I'm a customer service idiot, and I call myself a casino because the house always wins, but sometimes we lose, and I'm hoping this isn't one of those times. Anywho's and ways, let me give you a quick tour of what we had, or what I had going on. Like I said, nothing major. Off-camera progress, and then we'll start jabbing this, you know, jabbing the old mill in. Guys, like I said, did some off-camera progress, nothing major. New lights, those are blinkers, they're also running lights, you know, the faux halo, I guess, if you will. You can unplug them if you want, so you could just have blinkers. You don't need them, I guess, is what I'm getting at. I just have them connected because, I don't know, people like them. I'm, well, a bit hit and miss on it. But engine, clutch, I put the clutch on. I've done many videos on that. The heat exchangers, or, you know, mufflers, tailpipes, J-pipes, what have you. These guys got their on, the tin's on. I think that's all I did to the engine. Spark plugs are in and torqued. That's done. Engine bay. What did I do under here? New pilot bearing. Did motor mounts. Watch the thing video. I did a whole motor mount video, but I did put new trans mount, motor mounts, whatever you want to call them, in there. And the tar board is in the car. So right now I think it's pretty staged. Oh. And I have an uncut video. I don't know if I didn't put it out yet. I know this. Well, I don't know if I did this at the time of this recording, but I had to replace this spring here. I have like a 15-minute uncut video I'm probably going to put out. You might have seen it. If not, I didn't put it out yet, and I'm sorry, but I'm just going to put it out there. But basically B-roll. Because I have been asked on how much of a pain in the ass and how you actually change that spring out. It's fun. It's about 15 minutes. Not really that terrible. But yeah, could have gone better. Like I said, I'll probably just put it out there. But the whole car. Oh, also I put the new taillight pigtails in here, wiring, so that when I button everything up, everything's nice and clean. So let's get that engine, roll over. Let me do some sweeping, get you guys set up. And hopefully this thing's just gonna, you know, slot in and be happy, because we still got to put an exhaust on, dual carbs, you know, build it out. Right now it's just basically, it's a static art piece. So, ooh, burps. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. I need to put you guys on your legs. Real quick, I gotta do a battery change too, but completely forgot. Also put in the new engine seal gasket. So that's in there. no more fire damage stuff. But let me change the battery, drag the art piece over, shove it in, and hopefully start getting this thing going. Fun. Yeah, like I said, I didn't bring you along for everything, but a lot of it's self-explanatory. I apologize, but editing does take time, and well, recording, even remembering to record, like, I'm not I don't get paid enough to do this yet. Guys, get me paid more? I'm just saying, we could have more fun videos. I have plans. I have a lot of plans, but right now, you're not primary income. This is. I'll be back. Man, I just realized it's 10 o'clock at night right now. It's kind of, you know, if you didn't know, look up the shop. I'm an after-hour shop. 10. 9:59. 10 now. Whew. Anywho, let's get this thing in. Car's up. Obviously, I took off the wheels because I complain in every video that I should take off the wheels so I can see what the hell I'm doing. This time, I'm actually going to do that. Pull out that thing because we almost screwed up last time. All right. Hopefully, we're just going to... Oh, this engine, because weird. And I don't know why. I'm pulling the valve covers. Because for some reason, we still got to put the rockers on and all that stuff. For some reason, this engine does not like to cooperate when it has valve covers on. I don't know why. Rockers still have to go on these things, so on and so forth. But, yeah, I don't know, rambling. Let me chip some of that off because while I'm here. And I missed it. More melty goodness. Because when this starts up, I don't feel like, you know, it's going to smoke between the new paint and all the crap I couldn't get out of it. But I'm going to try to, you know, stop as much of it as possible, I guess. Ooh, and let me put a bolt on that because that's missing. But we do need hardware on there. Because that'd be nice. Perfect. I'll touch up that paint later. It blew up. Is that 13? Yep. I just used half because it's about the same size. Alrighty. Jiggles, wiggles, wiggles, and jiggles. Hopefully this thing, ideally, is just gonna, you know, in. Yep, that is the plan. That shouldn't be in the way. Or if it is, problems. Not what I want to be on. Damn it. That's also what I didn't want. There we go. Tuck that down. At least it's just this side. Yeah, try not to destroy a brand new gasket. Got to be nice, but aggressive and firm. What are we on? Throughout? Yep. By throughout, I mean the collet on these early styles that stick out from the trans. From the pressure plate. I'm saying words. sliding past that. That's passed. Perfect. Now we got some room. Got a little breathing room. In with the good, out with the bad. Down with the engine. Flashlight. That looks pretty all right. We're pinched. We're not pinched. We're close. That's pretty aligned. Up, dummy. That looks pretty spot on. How are we looking on this side? This side's pretty much spot on. Oh, buddy. Ooh. Slide in with your bad self. All right, now I'm going to fight the clutch, obviously, because, well, why would it cooperate? This is not a 19. Oh, it is. Come down just a little bit. We seated? We are seated. That was actually surprisingly painless. Okie dokie. Let's go up. Alley-oopskis. All right, let's get some these bolts in, nuts, whatever. And I did not lose them. You know, for safety. The tins under here for the exhaust, I still gotta, that attached to the exhaust, I still gotta attach. I don't know if that didn't make any sense. Those I still gotta put on. You don't want to, well, I've said this in my videos, whenever you're trying, like putting two parts together, you don't want to, you know, seat it with the nuts or the bolts. All right. Top bolt that no one puts in, but I will because I'm not a savage. Look at that socket. Yank and doink. That's in. Double check the bottoms. Tight. Tight. Like I said, I'm not worried about that the D-bolt yet. All right. All that attached. What are we running? What's our runtime so far? 15 minutes. That's pretty cool. And also, like I said, the big thing with speed at this end is all the undocumented progress, if you will, just due to the fact that the cleaning, the prepping, stuff like that makes my life so much easier. I'll attach those last. So much easier to put stuff in. We still got. I'll do the rockers. We'll button up this end here. That was weird. Yeah, we'll build out the engine because, like I said, that's honestly is going to take the longest. And by that, I mean doing the dual carbs, putting the ignition system on, so on and so forth. But it looks so tiny in there now. The car does sit funny. I can bend this. I'll bend this tin up. That's fine. This tin's just a little wonky on the downside. I don't know if you can see, but there's a bit of a gap in there. It's simple enough. You just bend her back up into, an orientation you can live with. They're not bad, but they're not, the greatest. Also, aftermarket gas. Pretty much everything's aftermarket. Just got to tuck this gasket down. Try to tuck this gasket down. Still had to go in a lump. There we go. There we go. Now we're sitting good. That side's fine. This side was a little wonky. All right, dual carbs. Let's grab that. It's the same kit I've pretty much always used, the CIP1 kit. I like it. I'm a big fan of it. It's pretty comprehensive. They even give you roughly, every time I've gotten a kit, I've gotten more stuff than I've ordered with it, which, I mean, I'm not complaining. Ugh. But this should go mildly quick because, I mean, we've done, like 1,000 of them at this on the channel so far. Cardboard. Oh, blade. Unboxing video. We never do that. Well, really. I try to have everything, as ready as I can for you guys. If you watch this channel, that's a lie. Arse backwards, kind of the name of the game on this stuff. Because here's what I've learned with life in my so many years on this, blue ball, we call it. Yeah, I got new tubes. I'm going to put them in, but they're not going to work because all the cables inside the car is are discoed. Shims, invoice, shims. We got the pedestal shims. I made a comment when we started to sit thing down. I want them all the same because they're two different sizes right now. What are these? Put those over there. Put those over there. Lose them, that's fine. What else is in here? I don't know. I missed that box twice, that's cool. I don't even know how to order. But yeah, I primarily get everything from CIP1. Not a fan of some other companies that start with a J. Or actually, I gotta call up another one of my vendors. All right, you might know because we're doing the unboxing. The black fuel line, the cloth factory style, I don't use it. I don't like fires. Yeah, anywho's, what's this one? This should be the linkage. Linkage, gaskets, hardwares, brackets. Air filter, air filter. Should be a carburetor. Carburetor. Blink. Intakes. Like I only have one box. And the carbs. I'll just put those over here. Blink. Blink. I have a mess growing. All right. Intakes. Well, now my unboxing went to shite because you're over there. All right, intakes. Say this on every one of my videos. When you're doing the dual carbs, dry fit them, dry test them, what have you first. Hey, I made it. Dry fit the manifolds on your engine first. Make sure they slide on those studs easy. Because if they're hard to get on or binding, most likely you're in the engine tin. And when that happens, it's not a good day. Those are huge. We will use different hardware. Yeah, it'd be it's basically, you know, the words in my mouth don't get along. Make sure you dry fit these on your heads, because if you don't, what's going to happen is, I'm going to put a little Loctite on this one. Just blue. What's going to happen is most likely you're on that engine tin, and it's going to cause the that works. It's going to cause you to have a bad day. In other words, Blue 64 I did, I never checked, or I thought I checked, and what happened was when I put the carb on, carbs went on fine, and well, it was actually cocked a bit, so it was letting air in. So for the first, say, start up or run, everything seemed, you know, kosher, everything seemed good. And then what happened was stuff warmed up, and I might have let out a backfire, I don't know. But screwed up the gasket, blew the gasket out. And when that happens, well, then it doesn't breathe. All right, your gaskets, like I said, make sure these drop on nicely. You might have to trim them. I'm not even trying to go on. Manifolds, let's start with the manifolds. Do the manifolds just slippity-doo-dah on? Not really. All right, manifolds, oh, they're tight. Oh, wow, really tight. Stock, this is why we test fit. All right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to punch out these holes so that they slide over, because they are, at least on that side, they're not even trying to go down because, well, the holes are like a press fit. All right, so we'll get that fixed. All right, guys, well, if you can see behind me, it is the next day. I spent way too much time trying to get these carburetors to fit. The body's tweaked. Yeah, there's no other explanation for that. It is shifted to the driver's side. So much so that I actually had to cut a new gasket to clear that manifold because it was sitting on it and it wasn't able to go flush. I mean, I have porta powers. I was trying to shift everything. It was not happening. I ended up having to trim this tin. Well, you can't see. Trim the tin so it wasn't shoved so far in. And you'll never see it. The other cover plate, might have to modify that, mind you. We'll cover all that, and then the gasket integrity is fine. It's not going to let any heat in. It's still touching the over there. It is very warm today. It's 85 in the shop. Quite nice. But anywho's, let's continue doing what the hell I was doing and get these intakes on. Everything got, drilled, fitted to where I'm happy with it. And I don't think we're going to have a leak. Let's go up some. But yeah, this really obviously set me back time-wise. Get this stuff off of here. Just make a big pile or a mess somewhere else. Yeah, these are, I guess, well, you can't see me. I'm moving stuff around. Stuff like this is basically what deters, floor is a big shelf, deters a lot of people from doing things just due to the fact that, well, might not be easily solved for, say, a home gamer. Like, oh, this isn't fitting, or this is what I was talking about, why you want to dry fit this stuff, just to make sure that it's going to fit, because if you bolted it down the way it was, most likely this thing would just have a nice big air leak and not be able to do anything. Let me get some nuts. This thing down. Lock washers. And we'll do what I always forget to do and put the freaking plug wires on before I put the carburetors on, because they're fun. This the CIP1 kit comes with 13 millimeter heads for these studs. I like to use 12s because you get more clearance, and usually you can get a ratchet on there or a socket end. But they're fitted, the gaskets are on, so on and so forth. I'm just, well, before I drop this down the engine, let me get these started, and then I'll talk to you nice people. But yeah, I don't think I got out of here last night till, where's my normal extension? Yeah, I don't think I got out of here till, I don't know, 2 in the morning. Which, I mean, it's fine, I'm not complaining about it. But something that, this is where, what I always say, stuff that you think should go quick, you always end up in uh-oh territory. The unplanned. Especially when you're doing, say, fresh builds. Makes a lot of sense now why I had to take the valve or the rocker shafts off to get this engine in, because everything, like I was saying, everything is shifted over to the driver's side. So either And again, I can only speculate. Either the body, because we're on a different frame, so the body's either shifted over, or for some reason the frame horns aren't straight. Even doing the transmission, it wouldn't translate to this far out of whack, I guess is what I'm getting at. Come back to that one, it's being stubborn. Folds tight. It's plug wires. I'm hoping this here forward is going to go semi-smoothly or fastly, quickerly, if you will. So manifolds are tight. Let's get these plug wires on. Doink. 3. Yeah, everything from here forward should go, I'm hoping, relatively quicklier. That's 3, this is 4. But yeah, I think I screwed up in one of my videos and didn't put the wires on first. So what happened was, if that's 1, 2, 3 is back. So what happened was the basically, it was a struggle to get those wires in. 1, 4. And coil wire, just so I don't lose it. But yeah, coil will probably be mounted up here like I normally do. Just keeps it out of the way. I don't like doing the valley mounts. Just, it's electric and it's hot. You don't really want hot and electric. Never really go together well. At least in my experience. I'll just put that there. All right, engine gaskets. It's the critters around here apparently have been eating good, because they sound like they're getting exponentially fatter when they hit my roof. Intake gasket, boink boink. Carburetors. 2 of these. Chair. Let's go here. Let's shuffle some stuff. Brackets for your for them. Got a baggie here. These are extra gaskets that I don't need. Single port. This looks like all the cam plates and everything else I need. All right. So let's build them out. Carb. Boink, boink, boink. More gaskets. Boink. Ta-da! Whew. All right, 1 carb. We will do driver's side. That's good. Hardware. Where is linkage arms? Not in that one. Oh, they're there. They're in this one. All over the place. Just make a mess. All right. Stop rolling. So, typical stuff. Hardware on this side. Driver side, you have 2 of these guys. They go into your carb. I'll show you. The shorter one is driver side. or excuse me, shorter one's passenger side. And we'll get the hardware out of this one. I don't know, I'm not questioning it. If I can find it, I found it. One. And then two for the other one. These are 8s, right? Nope. 7s. I think I started this out with this. So that you got to hold the mouth to tongue right for the sun and the moon and, you know, the asparagus to align. To get this stuff tight. Definitely. Smaller, less moss one. Which is just organization is key around here. Nope, that's a lie. Just need a little loving, a little tapping. Think. All right. Now this plate that I just removed, I've showed it. I'll show you on the engine when it's done. Plate, I reuse it because the factory holes that you're supposed to attach the spring to, for some reason, never work for me. Caveat, they work. It just seems like they don't give enough spring tension to return the carb to where it should be living. So one of those. That's an 8, I think. Or I'm wrong again, it's fine. It was an 8. I don't know why you guys were worried. And you can build this out on the car. Just an FYI. All right, the spring plate. Snug. So that spring plate, like I said, I just reuse it. Just move it over here because you're supposed to attach it on this hole. And what I found out is when you go, you know, it doesn't have enough throw up, so it doesn't have a good return. So cross spring it is, well, I don't know how else to put that. Let me double check the idle settings on this thing. All the way closed. I start them at about a turn and a half in. And then same thing with the air fuel mixture screw. Run it all the way until it seats. Don't crank it too hard. So once it seats, we're going to give it this one about a half. We'll do this 1600, one turn out. All right, now let's put the scarb on. But the gasket is on there, and I just realized I bit myself in the butt because I preset those studs. They have to go up. Whoops. Good thing I used only blue Loctite on the one. Crap. All right, guys, I'm back. Studs are pulled back. Let me get, again, nuts. I think I've said this, yes, this kit comes with hardware to put these carbs on, you know, the nuts and so on and so forth. The problem lies, this particular kit only gives you M8 by 1.25. There's the thread pitch. But this kit comes with the 13 millimeter heads. I use a JIC nut, which is a 12 millimeter head, same thread pitch. Like I said, I do that because it's simpler to get, you know, tools on it. Washer. Also, you can put these on the car. I just decided to put them on off the car. I don't know what that noise was. I lost that ratchet already. You know, I said let's put it somewhere so I can immediately lose it, and you know that's what I did. It's over here. Yeah, but I need the ratchet. I got part A, I need part banana. I need this, my wobble, and this. Put that back. Because when I go looking for it, it's the last place I'm going to check. Wobble, extension, plastic, push the nut into said plastic, holds the nut. Aids with, you know, starting bolts when you're dumb and didn't put a part on before you should have. There we go, snug on that one. Snug on that one. Throttle plate opens, perfect. All right, so this carb's set up. All right, so this carb's set up. Arm, here, I'll just bring you in and show you what we got. Arms on. Like I said, this crosshatch is to make sure it goes snap shut. Plug wires on. The only thing left on this carb is linkage and fuel line. So let me do exact same procedure on the fun side, the driver side. I'll just build it out. Building it out's the exact same. Just make sure that, like I said, on the driver side, I'll show you, but this linkage arm will be pointing that way. So changes just a little bit. Also, I think I'm gonna get a drink because it is quite warm and I do not know how to hydrate. Yeah, this is the thing. I gotta also kick on more lights. I look very, very sickly. At least in this camera. I look purple. I don't think I'm purple. I don't know. I'll be back. All right, guys. Other than sweating my butt off right now, it's hot. Went to, did an O'Reilly's run. I forgot I needed an oil pressure sender. Put that on. Nothing big. But, oh, and threw on the cross linkage. Let's get this thing going. I don't know if you watch this channel or not, but the way I do it is only put on one carburetor, so I can run the linkage with that because we still got to sync it. I try to center these link bars so that I have up and down adjustment. But yeah, doesn't matter which one you put on, driver side, passenger side. They just go on. Oh, 8. I need a wrench. Move on to the next step. What that is, I don't know yet. Also talked to the owner. He is happy, or he is super excited to get this thing back. I am mainly curious. Hopefully it's going to run as well as I hope it does. Because we are getting close. So join me in a minute. And I think the next step, we're going to run fuel line. All right, guys. Linkage, at least this side's on. Beep boops. And that's, like I said, it's just laying there. Because when I start this thing, we have to sync it. And usually this way I have some throttle control off at least one bank. Let me get this thing in the air. Excuse me. Connect the heat, even though it doesn't work. I got the tubes, might as well just put it in. And we got to put the rockers on, so on and so forth. With that said, let me re-TDC this engine on something. Like, cylinder 3. Let's go 180, and we'll start at 1. Or passenger side. Oh, I put plugs in here. This is going to rotate nice and slow. Good news, there's compression. Nice. Real quick before I forget, and I'm under here, I'm going to change out the starter real quick. Like I said, I'm under here. It has to be changed. I'm pretty sure I took off the wrong nut. There's 2. I had a 50-50 chance. I 50-50'd it wrong. That's fine. Let's put that one on and take the... I was testing myself. I failed, but I was testing myself. Let's go for the right one. If I can get to it. Pull the starter. Come here. Napa. Yeah, when we want to try to start it, this is all not working as it should. So we will replace it. And I think the big problem that starter was having is the bushing inside the transmission is a little worn. So we fix it with an auto stick. No snout. No, just be. And people say these things are stronger. I don't know about that. All I know is that they're easier for me to put into a car. Yank. Put that there. Let me get a bigger, smaller nut. That should be good. Tighten this. Think. Tight. Check the top. Top's in there. Perfect. Whew. Remember my socket. All right. Cables. Put them on the right terminals this time, dummy. Boink, boink. Power cable. Lock washer. Nut. All right. We got, maybe go over here. I don't know where you guys are good at. There? Sure. You can sort of see what's going on. All right. First things first. Put you there. Put you there. Yeah, there's 3 shims here and 3 shims here, and they're all different sizes. So shim kit. Make them all the same size. For, you know, obvious reasons. Well, maybe not obvious because, well, they're not like that currently. All right, cooperate. It's like wrestling with an octopus. It's never a good idea, but you hope you're going to win if you do. Went all the way around. Everything's tight. I think I said I noticed something under here, and I did. Excuse me, I got indigestion. This valve spring right in that corner, I'm assuming, whoop, you see that mark? I'm assuming this at one point was rubbing. So it's not rubbing anymore. I ran through it, zoom out, not rubbing anymore. So it's not going to compromise the engine, I guess is what I'm getting at. But rockers are on. Yes, I went back, I did torque them. Torque wrench is right there. I'll prove it to you. I know. Yoink. Click. And click. Other side's done too. So, rockers are set. All right, next thing. Gonna run fuel line. Nothing fancy. Hard line like I normally do. I'm still quasi debating how I'm going to run it. Because we're running an electric pump on this car. So I don't know if I'm going to, woo, where are you going? I don't know if I'm just gonna, yeah, I'll run a hard line up, tee it back there, and then rubber hard. Let me figure out some hard line. I also want to pull this distributor because right now it's orientated to number 1. I want to see if the drive is incorrectly or if the bottom of the distributor is incorrect. I mean, you could put them in backwards. I've gotten a couple distributors, not from the brand I use. What? These guys? I'll just show you. I haven't had a problem out of these guys. But, you know, everyone's allowed one. So, let me lower this, start running some hard line. And yeah, I mean, we're getting really close to firing up. You guys got legs and you tried to use them. No, you're being held captive. Service manual. Let me bore you guys. Hold, please. Distributor, right there. Boop. 7.5, number timing, yada yada. I want the picture of the drive in. 10, 8, 6, 5, 6, 7. Drive. There we go. Took me a while. Front of the engine, it's slotted. The skinny slot goes forward. Just wanted to make sure before I pull this. And, you know, resources. So, with this, where's a crappy distributor? Vacuum advanced, but the drive unit's all the same. When I pull this out, that skinny slot right here, or the narrower side, should be at the front of the engine. So it'd be in like this, and like I said, vacuum advance usually sits something like that in the car. So there's the notch for number 1. Skinny slot would be toward the front of the car. Ooh, notch on the distributors right there. This is at the notch, so same thing. I should pull that out, and skinny slot should be facing me. If skinny slot's on the back side, if the distributor skinny slot's on, I'll tell you what I'm going on about. Hold on. But there is a slot on this distributor. Picking it up. Now that skinny slot should be this way. And it's not. Skinny slot's towards the back. Slotted number 1. That drive is 180 out. Sure is. All right, something metal. Fix this, or I will fix this, see if I can show you. Like I said, this slot, say this is the front of the engine, that slot there, skinny side, when I'm talking about skinny, is less of the, it doesn't go through circle or the head straight. That not straight lines this way, the thinner part of the gear. And if you look in here, if I can, flashlight, if I can get you in here, you might be able to see that slot is definitely favoring the backside. So I'm going to pull the drive out. It's orientated correctly, give or take. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that drive out, spin it 180, and put it back in. You need one of these. It's drive puller. There's a spring in there you got to get out. Maybe. I effed up. The drive was incorrect. Was not incorrect, incorrectly. I just double checked to make sure I was on cylinder 1. I was not, I was on 3. I forgot I didn't TDC the engine. So that tells me this drive is now in backwards. And now that drive's in backwards. Could I put this in right now? Yeah, 100%. But it's not right. So basically what I'm getting at is if you get another distributor and it is correct, well, yeah, hold on. Let me find a 09. I should have one. There we go. Right in front of my face. Put the rotor button back on. I just pulled it to make sure which way the slot is. All right, so this slot right there, that would be number 1. That slot in the distributor's line with that slot, give or take. Skinny side right now, or the fat side, is pointing to you. So, number 1 on an 09, and this is a German 09 actually. So, pointing to number 1 on the 09, rotate it. Fat slot is up. On this one, clock there. Same thing, I'll pull the button so I can show you. Rotor button. slot. It's right there. It's pointing to it. Let's put this together again. All right, so pointing to the slot, just like that. Now the slot, the skinny side's up. And now you can see what I'm talking about. This is still indexed the same way. You can see the drive difference. Lower, upper. This is correct. This is wrong. So let's fix the drive real quick. And fix that drive. Let me fix that real quick before I forget about it, and I'll show you how to flip this. Not that you'd call me a liar, but that is re-indexed, if you can see in there. So that's correctly indexed. All right, flipping this drive is really simple. There's this little spring around the bottom. Get yourself a pick, a flathead screwdriver, just something. Come on. Gently just unwind it. Usually don't have to take it all the way off. You want to expose this pin in here. I don't know if it, trust me, there's this pin. What you're going to do, pin slides out. Get it out of the drive. I usually leave it, so I know I'm not going to screw this up and put it back to where it was. Rotate it, finds its home again, put it back in, slide that spring back down to hold that pin in. Come on, get over that. There we go. Put the pin in. I completely missed the draw. Let's try that again. There. Cylinder 1. Now the fat side is on the top, just like the other one. So now let me re-put this in. And we can go back. Like I said, this company, I use them primarily because I've never really had any problem. Oh, nope, spring. I've never had problems out of them. I think I might have had I think I might have actually had, now I say that, I think I had a vacuum advance be a little hinky before. But that was it. There we go. In. We're on cylinder 1. It's pointing to where cylinder 1 will be pointing. We're dialed. Now, could I have, like I said, moved the wires around? Yeah, that's not the point. The point is, you want it to be right. Think of the next guy. The next day. I didn't get out of here again till, you know, 1 in the morning, give or take. Did off-camera progress, obviously. Fuel system, at least for under here, it's all tied together. I'll show you that when the car comes down. But what I need to do now is get the pump installed, because this is an electric pump we're going with. It's hot already. I mean, it's probably 11 right now. But car does have an electric pump in it currently. Here, I'll just show you. Car already has an electric pump in here. If I can get right here. Whoop, whoop. We're going to pull this unit, pull that unit out, and then install the ones I normally typically use, which are these guys. Reason I like these versus those is, well, they're threaded. They're what, MPT threaded at either side. I can put 90s on. So you get a better, I don't know, direction of flow versus a long sausage. So let me get that tore out. I already have tape. I'm just going to tape it to the bottom side drill, and then we're going to put in them nuts and bolts. Yep, that's about right, to hold this thing down. So let me get this discoed pulled out, and we'll put this in, and I'll show you kind of like the aftermath. I might have to run another power wire because I don't know exactly how this thing is fed, which isn't a big deal. I mean, we've done enough power in this, but that'll be the last thing. But yeah, let me get this tore out, put new stuff in, and hopefully have a working fuel system. I think we drained the tank, or I don't think there was anything in the tank. I'm not sure. We'll find out when I cut a line. Yep, that's about right. I'll be back. We did not drain the tank. Nope, didn't. It's currently, well, wherever it is, currently leaking. So that's fine. We know that this pump's not a pull-through or a push-through. Also, I never heard this pump kick on, so I know it's disabled whenever we were cycling the key and stuff. So that's actually a good thing. But let me just continue doing this. It's not going to be that hard now. Now that I know that we have power or fuel, I'll just work backwards, I guess. Or I can just get my little clogger and plug it. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me figure it out. I gotta get this old pump out. What's it held in? Self-tappers? Yeah, it looks like self-tappers. All right, let me get this out real quick. All right, guys, pump's in. Took me a little bit longer, I have to admit, than I wanted it to be, just because the orientation of the out of the tank, I don't know. It's hard to get a thing on there. Hose clamp. Angle and angle. Anywho's, pump now is in. Like I said, lives down there, angled, so they just go nicely. Filter, another reason I like this, you can run, if you ran the inline filter these pumps come with, it comes out to here, and then you're doing a weird S-bend. This, two nice lines going that way, and it works. I ran a new power line because I don't know where the old one went, number one. Well, I mean, I know where it's at. It's still in the car. But it runs across, comes up, follows the brake lines, just got to tie it in. So, pump should be active. Next, let's move to the back of the car. I'm going to move to the back of the car, actually put this damn exhaust on, and then hopefully we will fire it up. And like I said, I'll show you the fuel system, actually while we're under here. If I can get away, I think I've said this, if I can get away with running a filter behind the axle, I don't do it. I'd much rather run the fuel filter in the front of the car. This way trash and stuff isn't, you know, I thought I turned that off. This way trash and crap isn't getting into your fuel line. But yeah, we can see it here. Still got to run a throttle cable. I don't care about that right now. But I don't know if you see line. Whoop, focus on something. Hey, there you go. Line comes up, attaches shroud. Like I said, I did put the heat boxes back on, so they are connected. Throttle is really the only thing left on this. But let me get this thing down and let me get this thing down and we'll start I don't know, getting ready, wait, words? No, I gotta put it up so I can do exhaust because we got it on. All right, going up. Give me a second. Let me grab the exhaust, put this car in the air, and we'll start slamming that on. Whew. Warm. All right. I have the gaskets on, all that stuff already. Basically, you slide one of those on first, then you get your wavy, that thing. Brain fart. What do I want? Oh. I wanted to get these clamps off for the heat tubes that are, well, barbecued. Let's get this thing slung, hopefully. Now, the big, man, of course my radio TV times out. Every one of these I've put on so far, I've had to fight to get on. Those are on. Then it's just basically trying to get these tops on. This one actually fits on this side. This one does not. It's a dance because I don't know if the jigs are weird now or, you know, they're just wore out, so on and so forth. But trying to get stuff in and aligned now. This is severely on that rear apron. All right, that one's in. This one. That one's in. Whew. All right. I actually aligned better than most. What are we hitting now? Oh, hitting the body. What I've been typically doing is cutting this brace, spreading it, and just welding it, force welding it a little lower. That 74 Love Bug I did. I think it was the first time I've ever put, on the channel, first time I ever put this exhaust on. It was tapping and I did everything. Basically, I heat bent it down and it's not bad, but when it comes back, because it's supposedly going to come back, not for anything I did, routine general maintenance stuff, I will address that rattle. Because no one wants their exhaust to rattle. All right, guys, oil's draining. Nothing alarming, but let's get some of this wiring going. Main harness, simple enough, but this is what we ran back here for the power side of things. Whew. And I got to make that bigger. Awesome. Look at my handy dandy enlarger. Pretty sure I had one. Just got to punch that just a scotch bigger. A little bigger. All right. Now let's do what I was doing. Put that on. Put that on. Put this on. Now, do I want to go over or do I want to go under? Might want to go under. It's the layout, guys. I just realized I never changed your memory card. Where'd it go? Hello? There it is. I'll go under with these. Boop. Put that on. Put this on. Put this on. There. Still gotta change the memory card, but we're wired. It took way longer than expected. You know, obviously it's custom. It's not, say the routing that's on this, because also the fan shroud's different, is completely different than, you know, say your factory. But digressing, regressing, this is done. I am happy with the look of it. I always know, I know when I say I do wiring, I go back and clean it up. I don't think I ever showed a cleanup, so I just went through it and made it look right, or as the customer is going to get it. With the exception, I got to put a little electrical tape on split loom. So right now we are all wired. Main harness that we ran, split loom that runs all the gauges into a nice bracket that holds everything. Tack, ignition hot, and then your electronics for your coil or your distributor. Around there, keeper. Boop. All fielding wires shortened, the DF, the B positive, that's charge wire, everything down. Gauges are all hooked up down here. So we have the wiring for the electronic, oil pressure. That would be the gauge for the oil pressure gauge. Duh. And that goes down to the temp sensor. And yes, it is a drilled hole, but there is a grommet around it. So with that said, move to the front of the car, find 12 volt for the fuel pump, and we're ready to, got a dump oil in it, and we're ready to, well, hopefully light this pig off and see if the house one, I'm betting if the engine is good or not, I guess. One thing I do have to do is, because I don't know what the hell's going on with California, but I did order taillights, the housings, and they've been stuck in, where the hell SoCal ships from. They've been stuck there since 17th. It is not the 17th anymore. And yeah, so I'm gonna end up doing is putting the old housings on. I did jigger with them a bit to, I don't know, make them work. I don't care if they really work. I need them to work good enough to get me on a test drive, so when the new ones come in, I'll just flippity-floppity. But with that said, let me lower the car, and we'll probe and get the fuel pumping. I guess is where I'm at. And also change the memory card, because I need to. It is getting, you know, warmer. That's good. Ooh, electrical tape. Nice. All right, guys, let's try to fire this thing. You didn't miss much. I forgot to turn on my mic. It, well, doesn't start. I just wired in my bump button so I can control it from out here, because I screwed up and I put fresh gas in, not knowing how much old gas was in here, so we're fighting an octane issue, I think. So, hopefully she lights. I'm going to do something I don't like doing. I'm going to connect both. I don't know where the draw is right now. What side, they're not synced. But I just need this. I need this to run. Yes, there's oil in it. I did put oil in the engine. That's just temporary, so I can get throttle control. This thing is running rough. Little chatter to that side. I think those valve covers are hitting. Oil pressure's good. TAC is right around 900. But this is concerning. Not to mention, I'm pulling a little more vacuum than I like. Vacuum leak. No change. Vacuum leak. Shit. It would be the fun side. All right. Let me shut it down. Major vacuum leak on that side, so much so that I can hit the brake cleaner to it and it'll, well, basically kill the engine. All right, so what did we learn? Should have trusted my gut instinct on that, even though it felt like it was down. So the plan is, right now, I know it's a vacuum leak. The engine sounds okay. I'm gonna double check the rockers. They sound like they're nailing the valve cover. So when I open the valve cover, I'll see if there's hit marks. I might loosen them a little bit more. They might be just a little too tight. Like I said, on the good side, I'm flowing a lot. I'm at 9 to get the idle, but that's because I'm compensating for a vacuum leak. Ah, shit. That side's good. And there's no easy way to go about going about this. So I'm going to carry everything down, pull this manifold off, double check it. Well, make sure it goes down. And yeah, we'll try to do a refire. Crap. All right, guys, as I suspected, I tore the crap out of this gasket coming out. I don't know how well you can see. But impression, no impression, hardly a little bit there. Same thing with the backside. This gasket wasn't fully seated. That's it. That's the long and the short of it. Why, I don't know. I'm going to double check. There's nothing here that would tell me that it was in the way or something was in the way to have that issue. Like I said, I usually do my due diligence. This is still super hot. I usually do my due diligence. I mean, looks level. So I don't have this issue because, well, I've had this issue in the past. And it dropped. You know, now that I'm looking at it, it's still hitting this gasket. It's on me. Completely on me. I thought I had clearanced it enough, but that gasket, with what I clearanced, I didn't go far enough back. So let me do that. Also, this only took me like 3 minutes to get it apart, so that's a good thing. If I am at the I'm not asking department. Because this thing has to sit flush. That's down. That is perfectly down. It's a little scary how close it is to that bulkhead though. But that is actually down. It's not hitting. What I might end up doing, don't usually recommend it, but I'm going to double gasket this just to get a little more height out of it. Because it is super close to this rubber side. Why, again, I have no idea. Not needed. But all right, that's the issue. I'm still going to go check the valves and loosen them some, because like I said, they sound like they're hitting, and there's an exhaust leak on this side. Nothing I can do about that. Well, yet. I'm going to end up going in there and probably having to put a helicoil in, because it looks like one of the studs are coming backwards. So that's the thing. All right. It's never ending. Guys, like I said, I was looking for that. Don't get frustrated when something happens. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, in a perfect world, you turn the key and she fires up and everything's happy and copacetic. But you know what? We don't live in a perfect world. All right, guys, we're buttoned up. We're back where we started. Let's see what happens. Oh, key on, pump running. See if hopefully no air leak makes this thing run, not like it's gonna try to shake out of the car. Fire and hold. Still shaky, but better. A lot better. Fire and hold. Sounds good. I'm all right with it. It does have some shake, but like I said, I don't know what's in the engine, and the rocker or the ratio rockers give it a little bit of a thud. I'm just curious how close to zero I am. Getting weird reading, but I'm assuming it's right around here. That's more stable. I'm gonna say I'm right about here. Should be about 10. She's peppy. Gonna lock her down there. That's how confident I am. Still jumpy, but like I said, I don't know. A lot has to do with what's in the engine and also those rockers. All right, nothing's bad, nothing's broken. I don't think we're even leaking any oil, to be honest with you. It's gonna suck because I'm gonna do the valve cover. Bone freaking dry cover. Sucks because I gotta do it again. Bone dry. Push rod tubes haven't dumped, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, we have a dry engine. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous with the barrels. But she's ready for, basically ready for the road. I'm going to, well, I'll put my timing light on, actually, see where we're at, see what I'm getting out of it. But she's basically wrapped up. I'm gonna button up the rest of the tins, so on and so forth. You guys don't need to see that. It's just that front tray that I lost. Shit, what did I do with it? Did I bring it over here? Oh, there it is. Put the tray on, you know, so on and so forth. Make it good, and also so we can seal out the hot air, and I'm just gonna suck fitting. See, and get the tubes in so that we can get all the air blowing down. I don't really want to run it that long, just due to the fact that we're compromised into cooling. Most of it's blowing out of the ports. So that's another reason. If you aren't running, if you're running, block those things when they're not. When you're not running heat, the flapper doors are keeping them blocked, so you got nothing blowing through there. But also, if you have J pipes on, don't leave those open. Gerber food cap on the factory ones clicks literally right on. You don't even need self tappers. But let me get this squared away. Throttle cable, little odds and ends. I'll see where we're going. I know this episode is running super long, so I'll be back. Take 38. Because I'm an idiot. Yes, the car. Yes, I know the car is facing the wrong direction. Yes, I know I left you on a cliffhanger with this episode. Many things have happened, mainly me being stupid. Yes, it's a thing. It happens. Did an outro to this video. I think I did. I probably didn't. But I can't find it. So I am recording it now. Bad thing about it is I know what happened. You can deduce what happened after the cliffhanger. But anywho's, recap of this one, engine runs pretty all right, needs some tuning. What else? Engine runs, the electrical works. So yeah, nutshell, it was a long episode, or you know, thanks for watching. But we got the engine in, we got it running. It sounds pretty healthy as far as this video goes. Needs some loving, don't get me wrong. But with that said, stay tuned to the next one. You'll see, well, why this thing's facing this way. You probably know already, I'm just saying. But with that said, if you liked this episode, in the current / past tense of me recording it, and I don't know how to record an outro because I already know what happened. It's bad. It's like I read the back of the book first. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. If you do, I promise you we will chit chat. As always, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. And I do mean that. I really do.